Okay, the town clerk informs me that a quorum being present, we can start the meeting here tonight. Just a couple of quick opening remarks. Just so you'll know, the Select Board, FinCom, School Committee are to my left, your right. Let's see, windows. We have Grace in charge of the IT here. We have our town administrator, Mr. LaFawn, Rick LaFawn, and Linda Krupski, our town clerk, keeping all the notes. As moderator, my name is Ted Avalos. Thank you very much for making your way here tonight. We have microphones located in the aisle here for residents wishing to speak. When approaching the mic, please address the moderator as Mr. Moderator, who will then recognize you and respond with your full name and residential address before speaking. All questions and statements should be addressed to the town moderator, who may then request a response from an appropriate party. Each committee, I believe, has a microphone at their tables to be used. There's one microphone to share, okay, which they can use to speak as a member of the committees, but if they wish to speak as a resident, they should use the microphone in the aisle. The moderator will present each article. Please don't make any motions to dispense with the reading. We'll take care of that. Once the article has been read, the moderator will call for a motion. It's customary for the sponsor of the article to make that motion. Upon a motion, a second may be made. Anyone can second a motion by simply stating second. Once it's been seconded, the moderator will open the article up for discussion, and the sponsor is the first one to speak on the article. When they're finished with their statement, the moderator will ask for any further discussion, and this is when the voter's opportunity to speak on the article presented. Time for discussion will be at the discretion of the moderator, so please limit your questions or comments to the article presented. We do have electronic voting here. Each one of our registered voters received a clicker when they came in to be used for voting. When called upon to vote, you can vote yes, 1A, or 2B, or no. You may make a mistake voting. You may re-enter a vote by pressing the appropriate number. You may press those buttons all you want, but the device will only record the last choice that you made. Do we have any kind of a sample or no? Sure do. Great. Well, why don't we try them out? We'll make sure all these clickers are working good. Question. Will the Patriots make it to the playoffs this season? Press 1A for yes, 2B for no. There are no maybes on this clicker. Voting having expired, 68% yes, 32% no. And the vote is that the number 3818? Okay. Okay, that being it, let us begin. Again, it being after 7 o'clock on October 20th, 2025, and the quorum being present, I call the annual town meeting to order. And this time I'd like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, if you please. I pledge allegiance. I'd like to start with a couple of motions. One, that the meeting dispense with the reading of the warrant, and that the moderator may extend the floor to town management, staff, and other non-voters, provided that they first must be recognized by the moderator.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It's a vote, unanimous vote. Let us begin. Article 1. To act, hear and act upon the report recommendations of the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee or take any action thereon.
Mr. Moderator, and that there are no specific reports, I move that the article be passed over.
We have a motion and a second to pass over.
Is that better?
No.
Mr. Moderator, I make a motion that the town pass over this article this evening.
We have a motion to pass over and a second. Any other discussion? If not, well, we will open the voting. Again, 1A for yes, 2B for no. Voting is now open. Time for voting having expired, post the results, 43 yes, 2 no, the motion passes. Article 2, see if the town will vote to appropriate transfer from any available funds in the treasury a sum sufficient to the town administrator unpaid bills account for the purpose of funding the payment of prior year's unpaid invoices or take any action thereon. Article 2 is sponsored by the Board of Selectmen, and the Selectmen and Finance Committee recommend favorable action on this article.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to transfer from the authorizations listed below totaling $7,897.39 to the town administrator unpaid bills account for the purpose of funding the payment of prior year's unpaid invoices.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Town Administrator.
The unpaid bills from the prior fiscal year have to be approved by the town meeting. For instance, if a bill is incurred in May, we don't get a bill issued to us by June, the end of June, the end of the fiscal year, and we're not aware of that bill. Once that's submitted, we cannot pay it unless it's approved by this board. Therefore, those bills you see are those bills that were incurred but not received before the end of FY 2025.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to put Article 2 to a vote. All those in favor 1A, opposed 2B. Voting is now open. Time for voting having expired, we will now post the results. 56 yes, 1 no. The motion to approve Article 2 is approved. Article 3, see if the town will vote to appropriate transfer from any available funds in the treasury a sum sufficient to the sewer unpaid bills account for the purpose of funding the payment of prior year's unpaid invoices or take any action thereon.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to pass over this article as there are no unpaid bills.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass over. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to put Article 3 to a vote. All those in favor 1A, opposed 2B. Voting now open. Time for voting having expired, we will now post the results. 52 yes, 1 no. Article 3 passes. To see if the town will vote to Article 4, to see if the town will vote to appropriate and transfer from any available funds a sum sufficient to the water unpaid bills account for the purpose of funding the payment of prior year's unpaid invoices or take any action thereon.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to pass over this article.
Motion and a second to pass over. Any discussion?
Once again, there's no unpaid bills. And just for everybody's information, these are articles that we have on every warrant. In case we do get some unpaid bills we weren't aware of at some point before the warrant closes. So those are articles we have on there. You'll find that on every warrant, whether it's annual or special town meeting.
Thank you. Any other discussion? If not, we're ready to put Article 4 to a vote. All those in favor, 1A, opposed 2B. Voting is now open. Time for voting having expired, we will now post the results. 54 yes, 5 no. Article 4 passes. Article 5, to see if the town will vote to accept 2 parcels of land located on Houghton Street, assessor IDs, as indicated in your handouts, to be donated by DLV Realty LLC. Both parcels are located in a single-family residential zoning district, or take any action thereon. Article 5 is sponsored by the Board of Selectmen, and the Board of Selectmen and FinCom have recommended favorable action on this article.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to approve as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Town Administrator.
Yes, the background is pretty thorough here. I don't know if I need to repeat it. If anybody has any specific questions, our assessor, Mark Becker, would be happy to give his background and opinion.
Any discussion, questions, or comments on Article 5? Hearing none, we're ready to put Article 5 to a vote. All those in favor 1A, opposed 2B. Time for voting is open. Time having expired, we will now post the results. 53 yes, 6 no. Article 5 passes. Article 6, to see if the town will vote to appropriate, transfer from any available funds in the treasury a sum of $15,000 for the replacement of aging multi-gas meters, or take any other action thereon. Article 6 is sponsored by the Fire Department. The Board of Selectmen and the FinCom recommend favorable action on this article.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the amount of $15,000 for the purposes of this article.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Town Administrator.
Again, I think the fire chief put together a quite effective synopsis, background, so I would invite any questions to be addressed to Chief Sad.
Any questions, comments, discussion? Hearing none, we're ready to put Article 6 to a vote. All those in favor 1A, opposed 2B, voting is now open. Time for voting having expired, we will now post the results. The vote is 62-0, it is unanimous.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to dissolve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. It's a vote. This meeting is dissolved. Thank you all very much for making an effort to be here.